Good afternoon. For 4 News Now, I'm Rob King. Welcome to today's KXLY Plus Daily Rundown, where I take you through some of the top local headlines and give you an inside look as to what the 4 News Now team is working on today. Starting with a look outside. It's going to stay cool today, clouds and then some showers later on. Those should begin around 3 p.m. High of 67 in Spokane, low 70s in some of the other parts of eastern Washington, staying in the mid-60s in North Idaho. That's going to continue pretty much for tomorrow as well. Here's the radar of what we're expecting around 6 p.m. You can see scattered showers in the Spokane, Coeur d'Alene area, a little heavier down south in Moscow and Pullman, as well as Lewiston. Looks like they're going to get hit pretty well with some rain. So expect that possibly tonight. We are expecting thunderstorms could be coming with the rain, and then the rain continuing into tomorrow morning as well, as we're going to stay relatively cool until about Thursday. Then things jump into the 70s, and from that, expecting a very nice weekend, sunny into the mid and low 80s. Sunday, 87 is expected right now. So it's getting pretty warm, bouncing back and forth between some of these cooler, windy and rainy temps into some of the heat, which is not always bad. Gives you a nice break if you need it. Let's take a look at some of the top local stories. Looking at something out of Washington State University. This was near Pullman campus yesterday. Pullman police responded to a disorderly individual not on the campus but near the campus on Morton Street. Now, police say 31-year-old Apollo Lawyer was trying to set an apartment on fire near that area. Also claims to have had an explosive device, so that prompted a response from the bomb squad as well. Fortunately, police were able to take Lawyer into custody and no injuries were reported either. But anytime, heavy law enforcement response to a university campus can put people on edge. So this is what was going on. This broke yesterday on Sunday. Natalie Grant, she's following up on a fatal hit and run that killed 2 people near Airway Heights a couple weeks ago. The suspected driver, Megan Skillingstad, is expected to appear in court for her arraignment tomorrow. The 2 individuals have both been identified, 25-year-old Desmond Miller and 33-year-old Katie McFerrin. Both of them were hit by a vehicle that then fled the scene. And then the vehicle with Skillingstad as the driver was later located, crashed nearby. So she was arrested and believed to have been drunk at the time of the incident. Skillingstad has a previous vehicular homicide on her record from about 10 years ago, with which she served about a year in prison. Police also note that there is a possible second vehicle involved. According to a witness and to SPD, a vehicle appeared to be following Skillingstad's vehicle and then fled the scene as soon as the incident occurred. SPD is saying it is a possible white sedan, and anyone with information is asked to contact about that. Natalie is also trying to speak with the victims' families, with Miller's family in particular. As you can see in this image, it's a memorial near that highway where the 2 were hit and killed. Natalie's out there, and again, trying to speak with the family today. Peter Choi, he is following up on the South Hill Dog Park, which I found out today is not an actual dog park. It's just some land that people co-opted and created their own dog park there. So now the city wants to move it and create an official dog park near Shields Park, about 20 minutes away from the current location. So the people that are losing their dog park are not happy. And then also the neighbors where that new dog park is moving into are not happy. Peter Choi is going to speak with neighbors. The city said that they cleared it with neighbors already, and the neighbors said, that's not true. So Peter is speaking with them about how the Parks Department, they say they were blindsided by the choice to have this dog park in that area. Apparently, it's not a well accessible area. You have to park really far and walk, and not going to be good for that neighborhood there. So Peter is speaking with the neighbors near Shields Park about the proposed new dog park site. Jordan Smith, he's looking at a new bill that was signed into law today. Now, what this does in the state of Washington is lift restrictions on certain multifamily housing. It allows multifamily housing like duplexes and townhouses to be built in places that were historically single-family areas. So this lifts a lot of that red tape and is going to help supposedly going to help with the current housing crisis being seen in the state to allow more affordable housing to more people. And Jordan is going to take a deep dive on that legislation, now a law today. Vanessa Perez, she's speaking with SPD today. They're having staffing issues. They've been having, according to SPD, it's some of the lowest it's ever been in the city. And it could create issues when people are reporting lower level crimes like property crimes. Response times could be increased or officers may not be able to respond at all. So she has an interview set up with SPD Chief Craig Meidel later on this afternoon. Also, tomorrow, a fun annual event is back. Riverfront Eats returns to the Riverfront Park. And what it is a collection of food trucks are going to be out near the Howard Street Bridge. So you can go every Tuesday from last week, which was the first Tuesday that it started. It'll continue until August 22nd, taking only the 4th of July off. But every Tuesday, there's going to be different food trucks. They're going to rotate different people in there so you can try some of the local food trucks that Spokane has to offer. It's in the lunch hours, I think, till about 2 p.m. So a good spot. If it's weather's nice, you can go out, try a new food truck. Also, this past weekend on Sunday, it was Bloomsday, and we were all out there. It was a lot of fun. We did fun live streams, interacted with people. Peter Choi was also out there doing a story on volunteers. We have a lot of good stories up on KXLY.com about Bloomsday, some of the economic impacts that it has, also the history of the t-shirt that changes, every year for people that you get for completion. We also have some really fun pictures that were taken. Here's some of them. As you can see, all the clothes that people determine they can throw away before the start of the race, those clothes are then donated. I ran into these two children with their signs near Riverfront Park, supporting people near the finish line. That was near the t-shirt pickup area. And here is a photo of the vulture. Now, I'd only heard about the vulture. This was my first Bloomsday as well. And a 8-foot-tall vulture is kind of an intimidating sight at the top of Doomsday Hill, but a lot of people, what I learned, were actually very excited to see it, seeing it as a milestone through the race. Like, yes, we have conquered Doomsday Hill, we have made it to the vulture, people were stopping to take selfies with it, and that was a lot of fun as well. Here is Monroe Street Bridge. People are finished. As you can see, it's a lot of walking and standing around at this point as people were able to celebrate their accomplishments. If you have photos from Bloomsday, we want to see them. We have an article up on our website right now, KXLY.com. Submit your photos to us. Did you see something that we didn't see? A silly costume, a nice dog maybe, something throughout the race. So let us know, and you can submit those through KXLY.com. So that's all we have for today's KXLY Plus Daily Rundown. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to download KXLY Plus on your connected TVs. That's Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Roku, or you can watch these on the 4 News Now mobile app. But you should go ahead, download both of those. So we'll have all those stories and more coming up tonight at 5, regular news time tonight. But for now, live in studio, I'm Rob King for KXLY Plus.